Okay, I think this is working. I haven't done this in a while. But anyways, hi everyone and happy Friday. Luna is back there sleeping. You want to come say hi? Come here. Come on, Luna. Lay down. Nope. Okay, well, she's gonna sit. She likes to do this. She likes to just sit on the couch like by herself over here. You want to say hello to everybody? No, are you being shy? Being a little shy. um, but yeah, so I used to live stream a lot. I feel like when I was furloughed and when the pandemic was going on, and I feel like I haven't done it in a while, and I have a lot of new subscribers, so I wanted to just take this time to hang out with you guys on a Friday night and say hello. And also in the chat, I can answer any questions that you guys have too, just to keep our conversation going. But I guess I'll start by saying, like, what did we do today? So Eric and I have actually been following the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, like almost religiously. Like we've been watching it every day and we've been tuning into it. So that has just been absolutely wild. And it's been super interesting for me because I studied media law in college. I was a journalism major. So I've actually studied like defamation law and all of that stuff. So to actually see it kind of play out in real life is super fascinating to me. I want Johnny to win because based off of the evidence and everything, like I'm Team Johnny. We're definitely Team Johnny, but I don't know if he will. Like just looking at everything, I don't know if he win, but I definitely want him to. So we will see what happens with that. It's been super interesting to watch. Everybody says, hi, Luna. Hi. Hello, Julia. Much love from India. Hi. I would love to go to India one day. I think that would be so cool. Hi from your fan in Argentina, and hi from or greetings from Germany. Hi. I just think that is so like amazing. I think that is one of the coolest things about having my YouTube channel is that it can connect so many people from around the globe in one place. And oh, I just think that is honestly so cool. And then from Vancouver, Canada, aloha from Honolulu, Hawaii. Oh my gosh, all of these amazing places that some I've been to, some I haven't. A lot I can't wait to go back to. Hi from Paris, hello from the Netherlands. I've never been to either of those places before. Yeah, no, I've never been to either of those places before, but really hope I can. North Carolina, I've been there. Okay, I see a question here. How do you manage sleep cycles flight attendant? So it's definitely really difficult, especially when you're first starting out as a flight attendant, to get on a normal sleep cycle, especially if you're on reserve. So that means that that means that you're on call. So that can definitely be really difficult. The best advice I have for you is to just sleep whenever and wherever you can. Just try to get as much sleep as possible. And even if you're on reserve, like try really hard to get yourself on some sort of normal sleep schedule. Like, don't stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning, like waiting for the call. Like, keep your phone on loud, sleep with it next to you. And, just try to, like, even through your travels, like just try to keep on a normal sleep cycle. I take melatonin, which helps me sleep, and chelated magnesium. I take chelated magnesium too, which really helps me like fall asleep and stay asleep. And then when I wake up, I feel more rested and I don't feel as as drowsy. So that helps me, but it can definitely be hard, especially when we're first starting out. How is the weather out there? So today the weather was actually really sunny and very nice here in Dallas, Texas, or Fort Worth, I should say. But this past week, it was raining so much. It stormed and it was gloomy and the weather was not super nice. But so far today and for the rest of this weekend, it's supposed to be really nice, which is great because Eric and I have some outdoor plans, some outdoor fun plans that we're going to do this weekend. And don't worry, I will be filming them and bringing you all with me. Hello from Florida. Hello. How was law school? So I didn't go to law school. I studied media law in college. It was part of my journalism curriculum. That it was one of the classes that I had to take in order to graduate. From Jose, greetings from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Hope you are doing amazing. Hi, greetings. My sister and I were actually talking about this morning planning a trip to Puerto Rico this year because we do an annual sister trip. We travel somewhere together every single year. And last year we went to Cabo, and then the year before we went to Disney World. So we're trying to think of where we want to go this year. Matt Summer says, I think you'll hit 250,000 subscribers by your 30th birthday. Oh my gosh. So I am 26. So that would be, well, I turned 27 in July. So that would be like 3.5 years from now. That would be amazing. If I could even hit 150 or 200, I think that would be awesome. But I try really hard to not focus on the numbers because one thing with YouTube is, in social media in general, is like the numbers, they go up and down, the views go up and down, and there's not really much you can do about it. So I used to get really, really, really upset, and sometimes I do still, like if I work really hard on a video and it doesn't perform well, or, you know, doesn't get a lot of views. But I'm learning that you can't base that, like I can't base my success off of that, and like my happiness and like my, I don't know the right word to say, but basically, like if I'm proud of a video and I put it out and it doesn't perform well, like it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, I hope to have more subscribers and I hope to have more people here, but I would rather have like quality subscribers that are really like invested in my content and me and watch every single one of my videos than, you know, 200 to 300,000 subscribers that don't pay attention or like aren't part of this online community, if that makes sense. I'm in New Zealand, but planning a trip to Hawaii. What's your favorite places and things to do in Hawaii? Love you. Hi, Annie. Okay, so I have been to Maui, Honolulu, and Kona. And when I was in Maui, I was only there for 18 hours on like a pretty short flight attendant trip, so I didn't really get a whole lot of time to do anything. But in Honolulu, I loved Waikiki Beach. I loved all of the shopping that was around there. We also, I also went hiking there. What was that hike? It was one of the military hikes. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but if you Google it, you'll be able to find it. And that hike was really, really fun. You know what? I might have a picture of it on my Instagram from like a long time ago. I went because last time I went to Hawaii was pre-pandemic, but I am on reserve in June. And so I'm really hoping that maybe crew scheduling will love me and will call me for a trip to Hawaii. This might take me a while. But in Kona, there was a place that we went hiking with my family. It was called Akaka Falls, and it was absolutely beautiful. And then there's all of these beautiful black sand beaches in Kona as well. So those are like really wonderful to visit. Okay, let's see if I can maybe, I might not have even posted a picture from here. Oh, okay, and then I went hiking in a place called Manoa Falls in Honolulu. That was beautiful. Okay, bummer. I don't have a picture from where I went hiking. Oh, I can't find it. Okay, well, anyways, those are my suggestions that I have off the top of my head for Hawaii. Do you ever feel that you can take time off from your channel, or do you feel the constant pressure to film and get content? A little bit of both. I definitely feel guilty like when I take time for myself to either like not film content, or if I'm not flying, or if I'm just not working in general. I'm definitely the type of person who like work. I'm definitely a hard worker. Which, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like that definitely leads to burnout. And I've noticed recently I've been feeling very burnt out pretty easily, like a lot easier than I normally am. So I don't really know what's going on with that. So lately I've definitely been trying to take more time to myself to just do the things that I like reading, being outdoors, hanging out with Eric and Luna, and just really like taking time for myself and making sure that I'm in a really good headspace before I film anything or go on a flight attendant trip and stuff like that. It's a really interesting balance because like I have to film enough that I have content for YouTube, but I don't want to overdo it to the point where it's like I feel like it's my entire life and that's all that I'm doing, because I'm a big believer that you should work to live, not live to work. And obviously YouTube, as much as I love it, it is a job and it is a lot of work between, you know, creating the videos in my head and writing them out and then filming them and editing and, you know, all of it. Like it's really, each video is like a big project in and of itself. So definitely trying to still find that balance with everything. Can you please tell me what duty free is? Love your videos. I live in a small county in Maryland. Use Baltimore Airport. Nice to know you may be flying overhead. So duty free, I am not like 100,000% sure, but I know that it's like when you're in another country and you buy something from there, you don't pay US taxes. You pay, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but you pay like what it's worth in that other country. So like, for example, when Eric and I went to Cancun, we bought some tequila in duty free in Mexico, and then we just brought it with us to the US. And I believe if it's duty free and if it's over the liquid amount, you can bring it on the airplane as carry-on, but it has to remain in the duty free packaging the entire time. You can't take it out. Where's your sister? My sister lives in Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah, and there's no sales tax. Do you ever get air sickness every once in a while? Yeah, so if a flight is really turbulent, I do sometimes feel a little bit nauseous, a little sick. Like on my last flight, we were coming in from Boston. Yeah, we were coming in from Boston, and oh my gosh, it was so turbulent on landing. There were even some passengers that were throwing up, and I felt nauseous myself. And I'm usually not very nauseous when I travel, so I know that if I'm not feeling well, then yeah, it's pretty bad. But this doesn't happen like all the time. That doesn't happen a whole lot. It's usually only every once in a while when it's super turbulent. Hello, question. Have you considered applying for a higher paying airline? Are you satisfied with your current airline? No, for, you know, a lot of reasons, I haven't considered applying for a different airline. And I know a lot of people ask you all, but on social media, I'm not allowed to say the exact airline that I work for, but I am very happy where I'm at. I love my current airline, and I do not see myself leaving for any reason. Like, I don't see myself going to any other airline. What is the longest flight that you have worked? The flight that I have worked is from DFW to Narita, Japan. I think that flight was about 13 or 14 hours long. I decided to spend 6 months in the US. Have you ever been to Germany? If you come to Germany one day, maybe I'll see you and show you around. So I have actually been to Germany before, but it was when I was on my way to Lithuania. And so I flew from Dallas to Frankfurt and then from Frankfurt to Lithuania. But I was only there for like a few hours. I didn't actually get to leave the airport. It was only for my connecting flight. But I would love to visit Germany one day. I think that would be absolutely wonderful. Hi from Ireland. Hello. That is another place I would love to visit. I would love to visit Ireland one day. Can we see your golden retriever again? Of course you guys can. So here's Luna. She's sleeping now. Sleepy girl. Luna is such a loud dog. I feel like you guys don't get to see this on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get it in some of my videos. But Luna's loud. Like, she makes these really loud, like, grunting noises. She makes these like snores when she wants attention. When someone is like walking past our door or is walking to our door, she barks so loud, and a lot of times she snores really loud too. So it's funny because she is a very well-behaved dog and super cute. Obviously, we love her so much, but she's loud. She is a loud girl. Is that a ring or pendant that you always wear around your neck? So I get this question a lot. This is not a ring. It is a necklace that Eric bought me for my 21st birthday when we first started dating. It originally represented teeth because tigers are my favorite animal, but now I feel like it also represents Luna a lot because it looks like a half moon, or like a crescent moon, and so I just feel like it's a very like timeless piece, and I just wear it every day because I absolutely love it. Oh, thank you so much, Adam, for the donation. That is so kind of you. All right, let's see what other questions are going on. Have you ever run into any celebrities while flying? Yes. So the first celebrity that I ever met was Usain Bolt, and I was working a flight from Miami to Kingston, Jamaica, where he is from. And yeah, so he was cool. He slept like the whole flight, but then his manager told me that I could take a picture with him after the flight, so I did. And then I met one of the guys from Duck Dynasty. I don't remember his name, but he was cool. He was just like relaxed the whole flight. Who else did I meet? Oh, I met the uncle. I always forget his name. I always feel so bad. I always forget his name, but I met the uncle from Breaking Bad. He was on one of my flights. He was really cool. He was nice. And then I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head that I've met, but if it comes back to me, then I will let you know. Are you from the Baltic countries, Lithuania? So, okay, the reason why, and if you guys want, you can search it on my channel. Just type in like Jetting Julia, Lithuania, and you'll find the videos from there. So my great grandmother is from Lithuania. So I do have some Lithuanian heritage to me, and it's actually one of my goals, like this year or next year, to really like explore my heritage and to travel to some of those places. So I'm really, really hoping that I could make that happen. But also my college coach, Linus, he coached me doing gymnastics in college, and we're like really great friends now. He got married last summer, and he's from Lithuania. So that was the reason why I traveled there, was so I could go to his wedding. And his wife is, his now wife, fiance at the time, is from Venezuela. So it was really cool because at the wedding, it was so multicultural. There were just people from all around the world there, and it was absolutely wonderful. Have you ever had an emergency landing? So as a flight attendant, I have not, but as a passenger, I have. When I think I was 9 or 10 years old, I was traveling with my dad to Colorado, and there was an issue with the landing gear. And so we had to have like some sort of emergency landing. And it was the kind where you have to like sit with like your head in between your legs, or, you know, like this on the chair. And obviously the landing gear came out and we were okay. But I remember being really little, so I didn't really think anything of it, but I'm pretty sure my dad was probably really scared. So yeah, it's kind of crazy that like I've had that experience as a passenger when I was really young, and yet as an adult, I still wanted to become a flight attendant. When are you coming over to in England, the home of Bridgerton, for a vacation? Okay, that would be wonderful. I would love to. I really, really want to go to England. Again, I've been to London, and that's like it in terms of like the UK. But Eric has never been to England. So I don't know if you all know this, but Eric has actually traveled pretty extensively throughout Europe. He is half Swiss. So um, his dad was either born in Germany or Switzerland. I can't remember. But anyways, Eric is half Swiss. His father's side of the family is from Switzerland, and his mom is American. So Eric has traveled pretty extensively throughout Europe. And then he actually played on some different soccer teams when he was younger throughout Europe as well. And yeah, so he did a lot of that. So he's done a lot of that, and I haven't, but he hasn't been to England. So I'm really hoping that either this year or next year we can get some European traveling done together. We also really, really want to go on a cruise. So that's another vacation that we really want to plan for this year. All right. Sorry, the questions are coming in kind of fast. So I'm trying to get to the ones that I haven't seen yet. Hi from Buenos Aires. Hi. Let's see. Hi, Julia. Enjoy your videos. As a pilot, have you ever considered learning how to fly? No. So I actually have zero desire to ever become a pilot. I don't even like driving a car. And I like being a flight attendant. I don't think I want to go through the schooling to become a pilot. And I don't know. It just has never been a desire for me. Like, I respect pilots so much, and I think it is absolutely amazing what they do, but I don't want the responsibility of being a pilot. Do you still like to bash the ice when you're setting up? Yes, I absolutely love to bash the ice when I'm setting up the galley. I think it's really fun. It's probably my favorite thing to do. It's just fun. You get to hear the ice crack and set everything up. Why do you dye your hair? Because I like it being blonde. So if you can see my roots, they're pretty dark. And I don't know, I've just always liked having blonde hair. So that's why I dye my hair. Hope you get another trip to Hawaii. Yeah, I do too. I would absolutely love that. Are you allowed to pick where you go on a flight, or do you have to be pretty senior? So, um, yes and no. Like, you can definitely bid for the flights that you want to work, but the seniority that you hold just depends on if you'll actually get them or not. So, for example, like if I could have my dream like bids, I would fly like, Hawaii, London, Paris, Rome, Madrid, like all of these amazing places. But at my seniority, I pretty much just hold domestic. So that's that would be very, very wishful thinking. But on reserve, sometimes you can get trips like that. Or if someone like drops those trips on like our online trade board, and if you're the first one to pick it up, then you get to go. So people ask me like why I don't do a lot more like European flying and like long haul flights. And trust me, it's not that I don't want to. I want to. I definitely want to work those flights, but they're a lot more difficult to come across and a lot more difficult to get at my seniority. But what I will say is pre-pandemic on reserve, I got a lot of international flights. So I'm really hoping this summer, as things are starting to open up more again, I will get called for some more like really fun international flights, or maybe I'll be able to pick some up and, go from there. Have you seen The Girl from Plainville? So I watched the first few episodes of that on Hulu, but honestly, I just can't see myself supporting a show about her, about what she did, because I just think that what she did was so unbelievably awful. And if you don't know, it's about the girl who a while ago she essentially convinced her boyfriend to take his own life. And I just think that's horrible. And I think any show that like supports her or talks about her, like I don't want to be a part of. So, but that's just, my stance. Although I'm sure it's a great show. But how many languages can you speak? Can Eric speak Swiss? So I speak English and a little bit of Spanish. As a lot of you know, I am on my journey of continuing to learn how to speak Spanish. But Eric speaks English and French. So he is pretty much fluent in French because he lived in Switzerland. He lived in Neuchâtel for 6 months or a year, his junior year of high school. So he needed to be able to speak the language. Do you like working the galley? Yeah, I like working the galley a lot. I think it really just depends, like uh, the mood that I'm in. Like sometimes I want to work up front so I can greet all of the passengers and do like the first class service. And then sometimes, especially if I'm tired, like I just kind of want to be in the back alley and I can just like be in my own zone and just set up everything and do that part of the flight. So it really just depends. Um, let's see what's going on here. I'm sorry. I know a lot of these questions are probably not getting answered. I'm trying to look through all of them. Oh, hi, Fred. Thank you for the $10 donation. Is it frowned upon to hit on the staff? I thought about it on my last flight, but thought they would be annoyed. Um, yeah, I would say it might be a little bit frowned upon. I think it would just depend on like I don't know, the vibe that you're getting, like, from the flight attendants. Like, I don't know. Personally, I don't enjoy it when people, like, hit on me on the plane because I'm in a very committed relationship, and I would never be rude to someone for hitting on me, but I definitely make it very clear that, like, I'm not interested. So, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of, like, a personal decision, but at the same time, like, without sounding prude, I guess I would say that like you probably shouldn't hit on the flight attendants. You know, I don't know. Yeah, that's just my opinion, but you do you. How many flight attendants work at your airline? So last I heard, I think we have like 24 or 25,000 flight attendants, I want to say. Can you choose your position on a flight? So yes and no. It's kind of the same thing like I was talking about earlier. Like you can bid for different positions on the plane and hope that you get them. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. And that's all based on seniority. Okay. What are your goals in life? I have a lot of goals in life. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like, the big things that everybody wants, like have like your dream home one day, have like a wonderful family, just, see all the places in the world that you want to go. But I feel like right now I'm just really trying to live life in the moment and just be really happy. And that's what I want right now. Like I just want to live a life where I feel happy and fulfilled and where I wake up each day and I'm excited for the things that I get to do. And I just feel grateful for the people around me that love me and support me. And I want to maybe one day own so many golden retrievers, just like Luna. That should be a goal, huh? Oh, are you waking up? Yeah. Are you mad at me for waking you up? Yeah. You want to say hi? Hi, silly girl. Yeah, everybody loves you. Everybody loves you, Miss Luna. You always get so sleepy when I live stream. Oh, are you gonna come say hi? You wanna come say hi? Yeah, come here. You can come here. Oh, hi, baby. Sometimes Luna wants to snuggle, and then other times she doesn't. But now you want to say hello? No, you're done. Okay. Okay. How does Eric handle you traveling all the time? So I actually travel a lot less now than I used to. Like when I first started flying, I pretty much flew a lot. Like I flew a lot just because when you're first starting out, like the salary is pretty low. I mean, that's pretty much across the board for every airline. But now that I've been flying for just about 5 years, I'm at a place where I don't have to fly a whole lot. And thankfully for like YouTube and content creation, like I can also earn like an income from that. So I don't have to fly nearly as much as I used to. And, so I'm actually home like a lot more than I used to be. And it's interesting, people say that flight attendants are gone like all the time, but in reality, for this month specifically, I was only gone for 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only been gone for 4 days this entire month and 2 nights. So, and then I do have a trip next week, so I guess you can add that onto there. So that's 2 more nights. So 1, 2, 3. So I'll be gone a total of 4 nights this entire month, which is like pretty common for flight attendants. Like a lot of us, like we're really not as much as you think we are. But then there's a lot where, you are gone for like the entire month because you want to fly the maximum hours. I am a low time flyer, so I fly like the minimum amount of hours that's required by my airline, so I can spend as much time at home, just being with Eric and Luna and editing content. So, but I definitely feel like I'm very blessed that I'm able to do that because I know that a lot of other people probably cannot do that. Okay, what is your dream layover that you haven't done but want to? I would absolutely love to go to Rome. That was like the first one that came to mind. Like dream layovers, basically as far away as I could get, I think would be like the dream layover just because it's rare that you ever get them. So if I could do like Rome or Spain, Paris, where else am I thinking? Yeah, I just think also like Argentina. I think Buenos Aires would be like a fantastic layover as well. So hopefully I'll get those one day. That would be awesome. Does your seniority change based on your base? Yeah, it definitely can. So you have like your company seniority. So like out of every flight attendant within the entire company, you have your seniority and then you have your base seniority. So for example, Dallas is a pretty senior base. So what that means is like we have a lot of flight attendants here who have been flying for a long time, but then other bases such as like Philly is a pretty junior base. So like meaning most of the flight attendants there have been flying for not a lot of time. So if I were to go to more of a junior base, I honestly probably could hold like more weekends off, like different trips, maybe more internationals, stuff like that. So, but I really like being Dallas based. I really like living here. The cost of living here isn't bad, and this has just kind of become home for now. But I definitely could see us living in Florida one day. Like if I were to transfer bases and if I were to live somewhere else, I could definitely see us living in Florida. I would love to be Miami based again, but it's just kind of difficult, like finding a place to live that would be somewhere that we'd be really happy and also that we could afford. Because even here in Dallas, like the housing market is just crazy. And that's part of the reason why we sold the condo that we were in and are now living in an apartment, because we had looked at houses and it was just insanely high. We are waiting for you in Buenos Aires. I would absolutely love to go there one day. What's the hardest part of your job in flight? I would say the hardest part of my job in flight, I have to think about this one. What's the hardest part of my job in flight? I would say the hardest part of my job is probably I just customer service. I mean, I feel like anybody who works in customer service would say that, because we want to make sure that our passengers are having like a really good and safe experience. And obviously there are things that go on with every airline, like delays and cancellations and, lost luggage and all of this. And I feel like sometimes as flight attendants, like we kind of take the brunt of that, as well as the gate agents, because, we're like the face that you see, we're the face that people can take their frustrations out on. So I would say that is typically the hardest part, because usually when people get on the plane, like if they want to vent and if they want to complain, like they're going to, and we're the people that, they do that too. So I always just try to, remain calm and remember that what they're going through is a really stressful experience, and traveling itself is really stressful. So how can I make that experience better for them? And like, how can I make their day better? Like, I feel like whenever someone gets like mad at me on the plane, I try really, really hard not to take it personally. There have been times though where a passenger has made me cry from them just like, screaming at me, yelling at me, cussing at me. And I've had to like take myself into the bathroom and just like collect myself and then just take a deep breath. And then, you go out and you finish your job and you do the best you can. And that's all you can do. So that's definitely the hardest part of my job in flight. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that. But yeah, it is hard sometimes. And I feel like that's how it would be for any like customer facing job too. Like I'm sure a lot of you that also work in customer service have a lot of very similar experiences. And it's interesting because our job is like, it's obviously like we're safety professionals. Like that's the number one thing that we do. But right under that is customer service. So, and I remember my trainer, one of my instructors in training telling me that like if all people think that we're doing is customer service, then that means we're doing our job right. That means we're doing all of our safety protocols correct, because that means we're having a safe flight. So I always try to like keep that in mind. Anna, thank you for your donation. I wanted to be a flight attendant, but can't due to being in a wheelchair. I live vicariously through you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. See, and I wish there was a way for like you to be a flight attendant. And I don't know all of the rules in terms of like, what's allowed and what's not in terms of like safety and like becoming a flight attendant. But I'm really sorry that you haven't been able to have that opportunity. But I do hope that you are still able to travel and really enjoy the places that you visit. And thank you so much for watching my channel and living vicariously through it. I have a white golden retriever puppy. She's 8 months old and so sweet. Oh, yeah, we've talked about getting little Miss Luna here. Oh, there you go. Now you're going to say hi to everybody. We've talked about getting this girl like a brother or a sister. But the problem is Eric and I really want to travel and we want to do more traveling, and it's already difficult to do that with one dog. So trying to be able to do that with multiple dogs, I feel like would be even more difficult, because then it's like not only do you have to find someone to watch one dog, you have to find someone that's willing to watch two. But I came pretty, oh, are you gonna bark? Oh, let's see if you guys can hear her growl. Are you gonna bark? Are you gonna growl? Oh, there she goes, Luna. See, I told you she's loud. She barks. Luna. Hey. She's just protecting our house. But anyways, like I was saying, so I really wanted to adopt this dog actually a month ago. It was a puppy. It was a golden retriever labradoodle mix, but it was 75% golden retriever, 25% doodle. And the puppy only had 3 legs. And I don't know why, but I just felt really drawn to this dog. And I really wanted him, but it just isn't the time right now. Like right now is not the time to adopt a dog. We just need to focus on Luna. And we've already decided that when the day comes when we're in a house and we have like a big backyard, then maybe we will consider getting another dog. But for now, it's just Luna. Someone said, wow, awesome dog. And barking is a good thing. Safety is a result. Yeah, that is another thing I will say is I definitely feel safer living in a home with a dog, even a golden retriever. Just because I do feel like if we ever had an intruder, she would at least bark. I don't know if she would attack, but she would at least bark. Okay, let's see what other questions are going on here. I'll probably live stream for another like 15 or 20 minutes. Favorite place to travel in the US? Oh, that's a really good question. So I feel like I'm biased because I love the beach. So I feel like anywhere with a beach is going to be like one of my favorite places to travel to. But I also love Utah because my sister lives there. And I feel like there's a lot of amazing hiking and outdoor scenery. Love Colorado, mostly because that's where Eric and I went to college and that's where he grew up. Again, so much outdoor scenery and it's just beautiful. Obviously, I love Las Vegas because that's where I grew up and that's where my parents live. But I'm trying to think of like outside of that. There's places in the US that I want to travel to. Like I really want to travel to Montana. I think Montana looks absolutely beautiful. Where else? I can't. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of like right now. But I know that there's a lot of like really beautiful places that within the US that I would love to see. How often do you meet subscribers on flights, either passengers or as other flight attendants? So this one really just depends. Sometimes I'll go on a trip and my record is 5. Like I went on a 3-day flight attendant trip and within that trip, I met 5 subscribers. A few of them were like crew members from other airlines, and then the rest were passengers on my flights. And so they basically just came up and they were like, oh my gosh, are you Jenny and Julia? And I said, yeah, hi. Like, thank you so much for watching. And it's so nice to meet you all. So like, if you happen to ever see me on a flight, please come say hello because it just means the world to me. And you all mean so much to me. And I'm just so grateful for all of your support. So it's just fun. Evan said, you can foster. I work with the Dallas-based rescue. Hi, by the way. Hi. Yeah, we've definitely considered fostering a dog too. I worry that I would be a foster failure. Like I would foster the dog and I wouldn't be able to give them up after that. Yeah, but that is definitely something that we could consider. Hi, Julia. Can you give Luna belly scratches? Yeah, I will definitely give Luna some belly scratches later. Okay, let's see what other questions. Hey, Julia. Hi from Arizona. Are you liking Fort Worth or are you and Eric thinking of moving somewhere different? So we are definitely liking Fort Worth a lot more than where we previously lived. We previously lived in Arlington, Texas, and it's not that there was anything wrong with being there, but we weren't as close to friends and we just feel like we didn't have as much to do. And so we are definitely liking living in Fort Worth a lot more just because there's more restaurants. Our friends are closer to here. There's just a lot more for us to do. And also we love our apartment pool. So I feel like we're spending a lot more time outdoors than we were before. So I don't know, we go back and forth a lot about where we want to live, like if we want to stay here or if we want to move somewhere else. But I would say if we were to move states, we talk about Florida a lot. Like we really, really do, just because we both love the beach and we love the ocean. And I just could see us being very happy there as well. So kind of torn between the two places, but we will see. Um, okay. What non-flight related YouTubers do you like? Okay, so I like this question. So one of my favorite YouTubers is YBS Youngbloods. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him, but he lives in Australia and he like lives by the ocean. Like he is on his boat all the time. He constantly like gets his own food just from the ocean. He doesn't take more than he needs just for survival. He does a lot of like different survival episodes. And he lives a life that I would love to consider living one day. Like, I just love the ocean so much, and that's, like, his life. Like, that's just what he does day in and day out, and he's so passionate about the ocean and, like, marine life, and he's pretty much like Steve Irwin, but, but modern. He's like a modern day Steve Irwin, so he is, definitely one of my favorite YouTubers to watch. In terms of travel, I love Kara and Nate. I feel like a lot of you guys probably watch them too. They definitely inspire me, and like watching their videos has honestly made me a better YouTuber because I feel like not that I copy, but like I've learned a lot from Kara about editing and just like watching their videos and the way that they film things and like what is interesting. So I feel like I really love their channel. I love Flying the Nest. They're an Australian-based YouTube couple that does travel vlogs as well. Who else do I watch? Um, Non-flight attendants. I watch Matt and Abby. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. They're just a couple, and they're like about to have a baby, and they just vlog their life and random stuff. But I just think it's cute, and I think they're fun. Yeah, I don't watch like a ton of YouTube channels. Oh, Trev and Chels. I really like Trev and Chels too. They do a lot of like Royal Caribbean cruise vlogs. Um, Let me see who else. I follow the Gem Goddess. I love the Goddess. She is much more of like a spiritual YouTuber, and she does a lot of like tarot card readings and like a lot of manifestation techniques. I'm a really big believer in the law of attraction, so I really love like following her channel for stuff like that. Let me look at my subscriptions to see who else I am subscribed to. Heidi Summers. I love Heidi Summers, and I love Whitney Simmons and Nikki Blacketer. They're like the fitness inspiration channels that I follow. Yeah, I really like them. And then I also really like Erin Krause. She is pretty much similar to Brody from YBS Youngbloods. Like she is like a surfer girl, like, loves the ocean, and her channel is basically all just about like surfing and traveling to these exotic and beautiful like tropical destinations. So like she's definitely like the vibe that I love, because like tropical videos are definitely my favorite to like film and edit, and that's like her whole channel. So I think that's pretty cool. Pineapple on pizza is gross. Okay, no, it's not. Pineapple on pizza is delicious, and that is a hill I am willing to die on. I understand that some people don't like it, but I think it's absolutely delicious. And Eric does too. So thank goodness we don't have to fight over that. Starbucks or Dunkin'? I'm gonna I'm gonna go with Starbucks just because I feel like I don't get Dunkin' enough to be able to compare the two. But what's funny is I don't really ever get coffee from Starbucks. From Starbucks, I usually get like their breakfast sandwich, or I'll get what is it called? Like their dragon drink and like the acai drink. So the refresher, yeah, their refreshers. I like their refreshers. Um, but I don't really like their coffee, to be completely honest. I'm a bit of a coffee snob. I like my Hawaiian coffee that I just make at home. But if I am gonna get a coffee from Starbucks, I like their holiday drinks, the ones that are like horrible for you. Like the white chocolate mocha, that's pretty good. Yeah. Um, how did you come up with Miss Luna's name? So Eric had a golden retriever growing up named Sunshine, and he was her world. Like she was his world. Like she was his first dog, and obviously he loved her so much. And unfortunately, she passed away from cancer his freshman year of college. So I unfortunately didn't get to meet her because that was before Eric and I were dating. But after that, he kind of decided that like his dogs would be named after like this guy. So like that was Sunshine, and now we have Luna to represent the moon. And then we've talked about like for the next dogs, like if we were to get another dog, we would look at the different names of different moons from different planets, and we would just kind of go from there. So yeah. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes, I 100% believe in ghosts. I've definitely I talked about it in my Q&A video from a few weeks ago, but I have definitely had some paranormal experiences on layovers. So yes, I believe in ghosts, and I believe in spirits and all of that. So I'm a very big believer in that. Do you have any money saving tips for traveling? I would say my biggest money saving tips are, like, especially if you're looking to budget travel, just like don't spend money on the things that like don't matter the most, if that makes sense. Like if you're not going to spend a lot of time in your hotel room, like don't spend money on like a 5-star luxury resort. Like if you're really traveling for the experience of the destination you're going to, you really just need like a clean roof over your head at night to sleep in. Like you don't need a luxurious hotel. I would say if you can, renting a car is probably a lot cheaper than Ubers, depending on the destination you're going to and like how often you'll be traveling. I mean, you don't always have to eat out. Like I remember a lot of times, like when I first became a flight attendant, I lived off of like PB&Js, like, bringing your own food. What else? Just saving up for the trip beforehand, even if it's only like $100 a month, like put that $100 a month aside. And then a year from now you have $1,200, and that's a cruise. Like when Eric and I went on our cruise in 2019, I had just started flying at the time, and like he was still a college student, and like we were, I don't want to say broke because, we've never like lived in poverty. Like we weren't like broke, but we definitely were on a very strict budget. And that cruise, I think the total was like $1,400. And for a week-long vacation, I think that's a pretty good deal. So I would say cruises too are like an excellent way to like save money on a trip, because you're getting to see multiple destinations, and also everything most of the time is included. Like when you're on the cruise, like the food is included, the entertainment is included, so you don't have to pay for all of those extra things. And then in terms of like budgeting for a trip, I would say just like if it's not important to you, cut it out. Like there's a lot of like budgeting things that Eric and I have done, like eating out less, unsubscribing to certain like television streaming services. And just like really also too, what helped us a lot was when we created a budget together when we first moved in together, was we created an Excel sheet, and we like wrote down everything we spent our money on and gave us a budget. And when you really look, like especially through the app Mint, I have the app Mint. Like if you look through that and you really see how much money you're spending on everything, sometimes you're a little bit like, wow, I can't believe I spent that much on shopping, or I can't believe I spent that much on like eating out. I would say just being aware of the things that you're purchasing and whatnot. So yeah, those are my tips. Would you ever want to be New York City based? Personally, no, I don't ever want to be New York City based. I like the city and I like to visit, but it's not somewhere that I would want to live. I just think it's really expensive, and our flying out of New York City isn't as like advanced, and not advanced, that's the wrong word, but like isn't there's not as much flying, not as much international flying as there used to be out of New York. So for me, I don't think I would want to be New York based. All right, I'm trying to look through some of these questions. Do you earn hotel status when you fly for your company? So some hotels you can earn points for the night on like flight attendant work trips, and then some you can't. So a lot of them you just kind of have to just ask and see. How often do you see guide dog on flights? Honestly, not a whole lot. I have had a few guide dogs on flights before, and I always think it's amazing to see them work and see them do their thing. But it's not very often that I see it. Um, okay, some of these I've already answered. You need to visit the Horror Museum in Las Vegas. I was there on my last layover and it was so good. I didn't even know that existed, but that is probably something that I would like to do because um I have a weird like love for horror. This sounds crazy because I'm like so bubbly and positive and like happy and everything. But yeah, y'all, I was a weird kid. Like I was like the gothic kid, like wore eyeliner all crazy. I used to have this shirt that had like this bloody fairy on it that would like scare my sister. Um, I don't have any pictures from this time though, but and then I loved like horror movies, and I feel like I still carry some of that with me into being an adult. Like, I went through a phase, like, kind of when I started my YouTube channel, where I was obsessed with like murder mystery books and thrillers. Like, it's like all I read. And now I'm going through a phase where I'm very much into fantasy. And like, I love fantasy now. Loved Game of Thrones, didn't read the books, but loved the TV show. Now I'm reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. Love that series. And then a few other people have recommended some awesome fantasy series to me as well. I know I'm super excited to read about like from Blood and Ash, Crescent City, Zodiac Academy, and King of Battle and Blood. So I'm super excited to look into those and read them. Some of you might have saw from Instagram, but last weekend Eric and I were supposed to go to the Renaissance Festival, but unfortunately his car broke down on the way there. And we did get it fixed. Like, so that's great. But we're gonna take my car and we're gonna go this weekend. So I'm super excited about that. I think that'll be super fun, like Renaissance and all the festival stuff. And I don't even remember what the original question was. I'm sorry. This is what my ADHD does sometimes is I will just like talk about one thing and then I completely go on a tangent and just end up talking about something that is completely different. Which sometimes I feel like my ADHD, like it helps me as a YouTuber because I feel like I always have something to talk about, but then I forget like where I was. So I'm sorry I lost my train of thought. But thank you, Linda, for the coffee money. That's so sweet of you. Okay. Okay, let's answer a few more questions. And then yeah, wow, it's already been on 52 minutes. So yeah, I will answer a few more questions. You should be a cruise director after flying. That might be fun. I don't know how much I would like to actually like live on a cruise ship though, because like I like being able to go on my flight attendant trips and then come home. Like I don't know if I would want to live on a ship. And also I feel like it'd be really difficult to have a dog if you lived on a ship. Like I'm like so lucky that we have Luna and that Eric works from home. So it just works out perfectly. Okay. Read some of these. Oh, okay, they're coming in. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend. What's the time? Currently 5:19 p.m. So I think I'm going to talk to you all for a few minutes and then Eric and I are going to go get dinner. We are either going to get Chipotle or Qdoba. I don't know which one we want to get though. Okay, what have you learned and what has been your greatest achievement from having your YouTube channel? Oh, I really like this question. Okay, so I've learned a lot. I feel like through my YouTube channel, I've learned about how to build something from nothing. So like when I first started my channel, I had nothing. I had like $600 to my name that I spent all of my money on a camera, which realistically, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. And I don't know, I had this dream of just like wanting to be able to connect people from around the world and to share my experience as a flight attendant and my travel experience. And it's been so fascinating watching my channel grow organically from having no one, like literally 0 views, on a video to now where it is almost you know, over 100,000 subscribers. And it's just, I'm so proud of myself for all of the hard work that I've put into it, the early mornings, the late nights, the, you know, editing, and, you know, the highs and the lows. Like, I feel like being a content creator, it is just, it's taught me a lot about myself. It's taught me a lot about my work ethic and my determination, and like my creative abilities to do things that I never thought I could do. My ability to connect with other people that I never thought I would be able to do. You know, I feel like, and but it's also taught me too to have like really, really thick skin. Because I'm sure, as most people know, anyone on the internet, like, you really put yourself out there, and you're vulnerable, and a lot of people, like, they take advantage of that, and they leave really mean comments, and like a lot of like judgment and opinions that are not asked for or needed. Um, you know, I've had some people say some really, really, really nasty and mean stuff to me, where I've just had to like close my laptop and just not look at it for the rest of the day. You know, I've read comments that have made me cry because they've been so mean. I've had days where, like, I just can't take it anymore. Like, I just have to put my phone away, have to put my laptop away, and I just cannot do it. Yeah, so, but I'm really learning, through like my time on YouTube, that when someone leaves a comment like that, or is like really mean to me, that it's from a place of their own misery. And, you know, they're the ones behind the computer screen that are typing this or writing this thing out, and they're the ones who are not happy with their own life, and so they have to take it out on someone else um, who maybe is happy, or they have something that they want, so maybe they are jealous, or I don't know. Um, it's really sad to me that someone could write such mean things about other people, and it's not just me. Like, I will go through other YouTubers as well, and I'll read their comments, and they also get really nasty and mean comments. And I'm not talking about just other flight attendant YouTubers. I'm talking about like everyone, like every content creator. These nasty, mean comments, trolls. Learning that other people go through that too has helped me accept that it also happens to me, and just learning too that like any comment that is from like a place of love and support of me and my channel means so much more than kind of like those like bullshit, like horrible, nasty, like mean comments, because you're going to get those. And I just have to learn to, like, you know, let it go over my head. And yeah, so I would say that like having my channel has really taught me to have like thick skin, and to just be like really confident in who I am as a person, and just know that like you can say anything to me, but it doesn't change who I am as a person. Like, I am who I am to my core, and you writing a mean comment and saying something to me doesn't change that. If anything, it just makes you a more miserable and unhappy person, but I'm not going to let that change my life anymore. Like, I'm not going to let those make me sad. I used to, but I'm like on this like kick now where I'm like, I'm just not even going to deal with it. I'm not even going to read it. I'm not even going to look at it. Like, I just don't care. Um, okay. All right. All right. It's been live streaming for about 58 minutes. So I feel like that was a pretty good question to end things on. I am going to go through the chat and read through some of your questions, and I can probably answer them in another video. If I didn't get your question answered from the chat here, I apologize, because there are a lot that are coming in, and it's really hard to like look at the camera or look at my webcam and make sure that like I'm talking to y'all and read the questions at the same time. But if I didn't answer your question, go ahead and leave them in a comment below, and I will be sticking around for a few minutes to answer those questions. But anyways, I hope that you all are having a fabulous weekend so far. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. If you missed my last video from Miami, go and check that out. It was super fun. I absolutely loved filming that one. And then I have another video already pretty much edited and ready to go for Monday. So make sure that you all stay tuned for that. Bye.